Welcome everyone to the special town meeting for the town of Whately, November 12th, opening at 5:30 plus or minus 5. Okay, minutes. Can we have a reading of the town warrant, please?
Pursuant to the within warrant, I have notified and warned the inhabitants of the town of Whately by posting attested copies of the same at the town office building, Whately Post Office, Whately Transfer Station, and S.Y. Dickinson Library in said town, at least 14 days before the date of the meetings, as within directed. Signed, Thomas Mulhart, 10/23/2025.
Thank you very much. We have a wide variety of articles, and each one is detailed in some way, so I'm going to ask for them to be read in full. And do we have a motion to take up Article 1?
Mr. Moderator, I move we take up Article 1, approval of bills for prior fiscal years. I move that the town vote to transfer the sum of $234 from available funds fiscal year 26 free cash to pay unpaid bills of prior fiscal years as shown in Article 1 of the warrant for this town meeting.
Second.
Is there discussion about this article? This is from a past year, so it requires a 9/10 vote. All those in favor, please raise your card. All those opposed, unanimous, which satisfies the 9/10 requirement. Article 1 is passed, is carried as written.
Mr. Moderator, I vote we take up Article 2. I move that the town vote to transfer the sum of $30,000 from available funds fiscal year 26 free cash to the reserve fund.
Second.
Okay, Article 2 has been moved and seconded. Are there questions or discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please raise your card. All opposed, Article 2 carries.
Mr. Moderator, with Article 3, I move that the town vote to transfer the sum of $111,000 from available funds, fiscal year 26 free cash, to fund an increase in health insurance costs for benefit-eligible town employees.
And second.
Okay, Article 3 has been moved and seconded. Are there questions regarding Article 3? Yes, please.
Just one question, John Lucan, Wisconsin Circle. Just the 111,000, is that just the extra 2% that it went up?
20%.
It went up 20, but you mentioned that you'd already looked at doing 18.
This is on top of the 18 that we did at town meeting.
So the 111,000 just for that extra 2%?
20%.
No, it's another, it was 18 and then 20 on top of that.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
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 That's why the 111. It represents, because our current budget for the group health insurance is $555,000. So 20% of that is 111. So it's to increase that budget by 20% for this current fiscal year.
Yeah, that's why it's been in the papers, with good reason.
And every town has been hit with
Oh,
this.
yeah.
yeah, it turns out that weight loss medications carry a weighty price tag. All right. Other questions or clarification? If not, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor? All those opposed? The motion carries by the majority required. And we move on to Article 4.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to approve the use of the sum of $399,866 from retained earnings of the South County Emergency Medical Services in order to allow the South County EMS to make capital purchases as outlined in Article 4 of the warrant for this town meeting.
Second.
All right, Article 4 has been moved and seconded, requires a majority vote. Is there any questions, discussion? Yes, please.
Beth Wigan, Wisconsin Circle. Is this, so this is for the 3 towns then? Whately, Deerfield, and Sunderland? Is that what?
Yes.
So we're all pitching in, all the 3 towns?
No.
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 It's their money.
It's their money.
Oh, it's already their money.
It's
Yeah.
their retained earnings that they already have. It's their budget, but based on the intermunicipal agreement, the towns as participants have to say it's okay for you to go ahead and use that money.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
in a sense, yeah, it's all 3 towns are pitching in.
We've
With
previously
credit.
pitched
Right, all 3 towns have to.
We already have
have to
pitched.
approve this.
We don't need fish.
It's the money generated from our user fees and stuff, right? Retained earnings?
Probably,
Yeah,
probably.
it's their revenue. That's what we use it
Yeah,
for.
yeah, you'd have to look closer at their budget to make sure.
That's the finance committee. That's
All right, any other questions on that regard? Okay, then let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, raise your cards. All those opposed? Carries, the majority required.
Mr. Moderator, move Article 5, local acceptance provision for investment of trust funds. I move that the town vote to accept subsection B of General Law, Chapter 44, Section 54, to allow town trust funds to be managed in accordance with General Law, Chapter 203C, the Massachusetts Prudent Investor.
Second.
All right, Article 5 is moved and seconded. It seems it would be wise, if not prudent, to have questions about this one. Yes, please.
Yeah, a quick question. I'm assuming this does include what's also called special revenue funds, i.e. the library special revenue funds.
It includes trust funds, the library trust funds, but not special,
Well,
not like an under.
I think,
It's just trust funds
trust
accounts.
funds, Yeah.
well, they're called trust funds, but we can, I mean, I'm for this. This has nothing to do with that. I think we should discuss it afterwards.
Do we have a definition of trust funds, or these ones that are allowed to bear interest, for example?
We have a limited amount of funds that fall within this
Right.
category.
Right, so there's about $365,000 of funds that fall into this category. It's like cemetery, perpetual care, library, trust funds, scholarship funds, and they're all invested by Bartholomew.
The library trust
It is-
funds are also called special revenue funds. That's, in most cases, that's the
like on
condition, I think.
On the general ledger, I think, yeah, that's why.
We're referring
Yeah.
to the official.
Yeah, so they probably are.
All right, so
Okay.
the clarification is these
I'm sorry,
trust
could you just
funds.
identify yourself?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm only,
Address.
7 Clever Approach.
Are there other questions about this? Yes, Brett.
Brian Shikes, 25 Gray Oak Lane. So this article just simply says we're going to accept this provision so that these funds could be managed according to this act. Are there plans to change management of these funds given this new permission? Or
No. Not as of now.
for now, we're just...
My understanding, it gives us like this much more permission to do things that we can't. Like right now, it's more restricted what we can do. This gives us a tiny bit more. This does not let us
Yeah.
do what,
investing in hedge funds.
it's not, it doesn't.
Our funds are invested through Bartholomew
Right.
and Company, and they invest, a lot of their business is municipal investing.
Sure.
So they're well aware of what this will enable and what it will not.
More questions? Yes.
Yes, Judy Markland, 106 North Street. Has anybody thought about setting up an investment committee to sort of oversight and perhaps advise Bartholomew Company?
I would say no. We have certainly not talked about that. We're going from being able to have this restricted amount of stuff we can do to this amount of restricted stuff we can do.
I know, but
And that's well within, I think, our treasurer collector's ability to monitor. It's not a hedge fund, right? It's gonna be, it's just gives a tiny bit more leeway. So, no, it didn't seem like it would be convening a committee to oversight.
It really increases the investment options, but it still focuses first on like safety, liquidity, and yield.
Well, I understand that.
Yeah,
Good,
so-
good.
It's the, right now, the oversight is still the treasurer collector, as it is right now.
I understand that too.
All right. Do you feel your question's been answered at this point?
Yes.
Okay. Are there other questions for this article before we proceed to the All right. Then in that case, let's proceed to a vote. All those in favor, raise your cards. All those opposed? All right, the motion carries by the majority required, and we're already celebrating with All right. We're all glad to know that we weren't subject to the Improved Investor Act prior to this. And then this last one here, I understand that there's a particular, that this might need to be modified in someone on the floor, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna make a motion.
I'll ask for the article to be read and then entertain a motion to amend. Okay.
All right.
Article
Mr. Moderator.
6, go ahead.
Mr. Moderator, I move that the town vote to amend the Town of Whately zoning bylaw as it relates to battery energy storage systems and the permissibility of such systems within the Aquifer Protection District as shown in Article 6 of the warrant for this town meeting.
Second.
All right, the article has been moved in second and we're open for modifications. Go ahead.
Mr. Moderator, I move that we revise the reference to 300 kilowatt hours to 250 kilowatt hours in the article.
In Article 6.
In Article 6.
All right, and that one has been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, so we're opening up for discussion and questions, but then the first vote would be to modify the number 300 to be 250, and then we would vote on whatever, either the original or the modified one after that. So there'll be 2 votes that will be required. Are there questions or discussion about this, this article or the modification?
Why?
Okay,
wondering
that's
if somebody
Paul
was gonna
Newland
ask
of
that.
somewhere.
Why to what?
Okay, very good. Shall I answer
Yes,
this
please.
question, Mr. Moderator? So the state, through its, through the Department of Energy Resources, is currently putting out new regulations that apply to solar and battery energy storage systems, and they're promulgating draft model bylaws for towns like ours regarding solar and battery energy storage systems.
Right.
This process has been unfolding while the planning board has been doing its work. When we crafted this original bylaw and chose 300 kilowatt hours, as we did, we had a particular rationale for doing it. Subsequently, the state released a model bylaw which set a tier of, used their own thresholds, and without going into extraordinary detail, which I would love to at any moment you want, I will simply say that the state selected 250 kilowatt hours as what seemed to be the relevant tier. And so we felt as the planning board, we are still going to come up with a bylaw for the town in 2026 to generally regulate battery energy storage systems in the town. This is only a very specific amendment related to battery storage in the Aquifer Protection District. But we want to make sure that what we do today is consistent with what we expect to do in the future. And what we expect to do in the future is going to be consistent with the thresholds put out by the state.
Right.
So that's why we're trying to make this consistent with where we see the state going.
All right, thank you for a very lucid explanation of the modification. Are there other questions about this modification?
I'll just throw out the perspective, John Lucan again from Scottsdale Circle, but as a water commissioner, when I walked in here and saw this tonight, I didn't think it was going to be 300. I didn't realize what number was going to be. I would have advocated for 250 right away because of the listings. What we looked at when I talked to the committee about the planning board about it is you don't want to limit people from being able to have their own solar-powered system with battery storage backup on the property. But you don't want anything really large that would be difficult to handle in terms of, you know, when these things catch fire, if they do, it takes a lot of water to put them out and a lot of toxins go with the water into the ground. So you don't want a big system up there. Probably don't want it anyway, but not, certainly not in the Aquifer Protection District. So from my perspective as water commissioner, this is okay.
All right, so are there any other comments, questions regarding replacing 300 with 250? In that case, we're ready to vote on the modified language. All those in favor of replacing 300 with 250 in Article 6, please raise your card. All opposed? The motion is carried, and now we proceed to a vote on the Article 6 as amended. Is there further questions or discussion before we do so? If not, all those in favor, again, raise your card. All those opposed? Thank you very much. The motion is carried by the 2/3 vote required. And that's the last article that I have on my page.
Moderator, I move that we adjourn this special town meeting.
Second.
All right, all those in favor? One more time, raise your card. All right, the meeting's adjourned. Thank you.